Um, some of the stuff is really disturbing. So again, I'm going to give a disclaimer up here, up front, that definitely trigger warning for people sensitive to these kinds of topics of abuse. Here's the 911 call. This is really disturbing, you guys. I mean, it's interesting in the context of everything, but it really paints just how dire the situation was.
Tell me exactly what's...
So here it is. And again, skip this if you're sensitive to this kinds of stuff. Wait, 6 minutes? I don't remember being 6 minutes. I think I heard an abridged version.
happened?
I just had a 12-year-old boy show up here at my front door asking for help. And he's said he just came from a neighbor's house, and we know there's been problems at this neighbor's house. He's emaciated. He's got tape around his legs. He's hungry, and he's thirsty.
Okay.
First of all, great. That guy did a great job of calmly telling them exactly what's happening.
Yeah.
That was good.
Is your door locked?
Did you let him in? Hell no.
No, I'm sitting outside with him on the front patio.
This poor kid had the presence of mind to know that, like, he was being so abused, he asked him to call the police. That's pretty... I feel like a small child wouldn't think to...
Nah.
You know?
Yeah, that's
pretty,
next level.
It's pretty bad.
Okay, cool.
And he asked us to call the police.
What's
So he's
the name?
very afraid.
Are the neighbors out of their home, or is anybody looking for them that you can see?
No. Our homes are far enough away. I'm not sure. How did you get out of the house?
Dude, that's evidence they live in the middle of nowhere.
100%.
That's the neighbor, far away. Thank you. I'm going to take a victory dub during this horrifying call.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. I'll never miss an opportunity to say I was right. No matter how no matter how bad the timing is.
He says he just left through the porch at the neighbor's house. Her name is Jody Hildebrand.
So that's her partner. She let her fucking business partner of the Mommy podcast in prison and starve her kids, man.
See you, old partners.
Not funny. Love.
Sorry about that. Sorry.
You came all the way from Sweden just to make jokes like that? Come on, man.
Come on. Uncalled for. Sorry about that.
She lives two
On
doors up the
9/11?
street.
On 9/11, man.
You come to our country on 9/11
Yeah.
and make those kind of jokes
Shout out.
while listening to a 911 call?
Whoa, the layers are
Wow.
nuts right now. Anyway.
Yeah, out here in Cayenne, the houses are far apart, so he walked just under a block to get to our house. He rang my doorbell and asked me to call the police.
Wait, he said he walked just under a block to get to my house.
Well, that's not very...
That doesn't
a block
sound
can be
very
very
far.
if the,
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
No, a
not.
block can be far. I mean,
That's
if you're
not
talking about
It's
your
not
next
even a
door
block,
neighbor.
though. It's a half of a block.
Well, a
If
block
you're
isn't a
talking about
measurement.
your next door neighbor, that's like significantly far away.
Yeah.
Like they
for sure.
cannot hear any shit
Half a
going on
block?
at your
I
house.
don't know.
Oh,
Bro,
come on.
Oh my God. A block can be however long the block is.
The man just told the police they're too far away to see. Why are you defending them, Dan?
I'm not defending them.
It sounds like it.
But half a block just doesn't.
You're defending Utah, wherever they live.
Yeah.
Okay. I see.
Does he seem to be under the influence of drugs or alcohol?
I don't think so, but he's very thirsty, and
Please get him some water, man.
I don't think he needs an ambulance. I'll let the cops decide that, but his ankles are taped up, and he won't tell us why. But he has duct taped around each ankle. Yeah, there's sores around them. I think there's a good chance he's been Oh, and he has been around his ankles. I mean, his wrists as well. Okay, this boy has been. This kid has obviously been. I think he's been.
Damn, he's so shook
He's
up.
been detained. He's obviously covered in wounds.
He didn't even want to say it. It was so horrible.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine, dude, the state of this kid. The neighbors crying just at the sight of how poorly treated. Ah, my heart goes to that child. He's obviously so brave and resourceful to get out and communicate that and go to it. I mean,
yeah.
Just want to love that kid and give him a good fucking home that he deserves. So sad. And then we'll find out later. She actually, even from jail, is trying to fucking trying to hurt him.
It's so messed up.
So evil.
Just the idea of a child wanting to get away from a parent. It's supposed to be the opposite. Like if something happens, they're supposed to run to the parents. Like I don't know. The idea of a child escaping their parents is so fucking disgusting.
Yeah, these are the hardest stories for me to listen to because it's just so perverse.
Yeah.
I mean, what?
It's just like poisonous, all of it.
And then she has a bunch of kids too. Like, why do they do that? You know, and she has a mommy podcast.
Yeah, bro.
And a family vlog channel on YouTube. Like, let's not forget the context of this shit.
And you'd think having to like chain up your kids is harder than actually just being a good mom, kind of. You know what I mean? It's like just be a good mom. It's not. I'm not saying it's easy.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
You just duct tape them. She didn't even feed them or give them water. They just duct tape them in the fucking basement.
Yeah.
Check on them like once a week.
I suppose. Yeah, that's fucked up.
Definitely not. I mean, going to jail is definitely going to be
right.
Probably wish. Although I don't think she has the presence of mind to think through that at all.
Yeah.
Let's get the paramedics headed over that way, okay?
Oh, that's a good idea too.
Let's see. Has he told you where his mom or dad are?
I haven't asked him that. Yeah. You know where your mommy is?
I really got you through.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm sure that doesn't matter, son. Do you know where your mom and dad are?
Well, actually, I don't know where my mom is, but I do know where my dad is. He's not anywhere here. No. Nowhere here.
Okay. No, he doesn't seem to. He says he knows where his mom is, but
He doesn't know where his dad is.
That's correct.
I do know where my dad is.
Is his mom home?
He doesn't live.
He just says he doesn't live around here.
Okay. Is his mom area?
Is your mom around here? Have you seen her lately? He doesn't know where she is right now.
Does he know his mom's name?
What's your mom's name? Ruby Frankie?
It sucks, dude, because I'm sure he doesn't want to even fucking give them the name. His captor.
Ruby Frankie is his mom's name.
Okay. How do you spell the last name?
F-R-A-N-K-E.
F-R-A-N-K-E.
Okay. And does she live in the area?
No, I'm not sure where she lives. He's trying to help us, but he's...
Okay. We don't want to stress him out too much. The officers will go over all these questions with him anyway. I just want to stay on the phone with you until we get some help there, okay? Can you ask him if any other children were in the home he came from?
Okay. Was there any other kids up at Jody's house? 10 and 14, and they're still at this house.
Oh, no. There was 2 others, so there was 3 in total? I thought it was just 2. So there's 3? And they're still in the house. Oh, God. How can you be that fucking... Ugh.
Are they tied up as well?
the deal with? Are they being held?
He can't even say it. It's interesting. It's like too horrible to say.
Do they have wounds on them as well?
Nothing bad going on with us.
Okay.
It's just me.
Okay. So they're able to walk around the house and everything.
Everything.
Well, okay. He says everything's fine with them. Grain of salt.
Yeah.
Okay.
He says what's happened to him is his fault. He's fine. If I'd got him sitting here, my wife, he got him water and giving him something to eat because he's hungry, and I think the young man, he's hearing his stocking feet. So he escaped.
Well, I'm glad that he was able to make it to
They're on their way.
where he could be safe.
How do Ruby and her partner, how do these people find each other? You know what I mean? Like in all this big wide world, two absolute heartless psychopaths have come together to make a mommy podcast and lock children in their basements. Those are two very specific interests. Facebook? That's not a bad guess.
It's a Facebook group. Yeah, I don't know, but
how do you even
Facebook mom
broach
group.
the question, you know? Hey, can I ask you a question? Are you into torturing children? That was a test. You passed. Most people be like, no. And then she's like, that was a test. You passed. We can be friends. Authorities soon found another child in a similar condition at a nearby home and took that child to the hospital. And 4 other children were taken into the care Department of Child and Family Services.
They should just be pulling up now. Let me know when they're with you, okay?
Will do. Is Jody up there right now?
Yes.
Okay. Jody Hildebrand is up there right now.
Okay.
There's someone I wouldn't mind getting a fucking knee in the back from the police. Is that okay? Can I say that?
Yeah.
yeah, I guess.
Fuck.
Well, you know, generally they reserve the knee in the back for other kinds of looking people. Can I say that? Yeah, Dan says yeah.
You're fine.
So she may come looking for him here soon, but he's not gonna, obviously. We need the cops here as soon as possible.
I'm just asking where he is now.
Yeah, she's a bad lady. We didn't realize how bad.
Does he have anything with him?
But, no, he's wearing a long sleeve shirt and shorts, and it's way too big for him.
Can you tell me what color the shirt and shirt?
Okay, the ambulance is here.
Okay.
So, that's a good guy, the neighbor.
Handled that well.
Oh, man. I want to see the interrogation videos, you know what I mean? Like, I want to see these ladies get fucked. They're just so vile, man. 30 years she got, right? Not like literally. Yeah, just to be clear.
What are you talking about? 30 years?
She got 30 years, didn't she? Or is she not sentenced yet?
No.
Charged for 30 years.
No, even 90, right?
Yeah, I think you're thinking of the
I think
Oh,
you're
90.
getting your stories
the
confused.
70s show, dude.
Not
Oh.
charged
30
yet,
years.
though.
It's interesting that the neighbors go, we knew this Jody lady was bad, but we didn't know how bad. All right, so that's the call. And it certainly does help paint the picture. Ruby Frank made her first court appearance over the weekend virtually from a jail in Utah where she remains on no bail, thank God. I mean, how do you get bail for a crime like that? You don't. Until her hearing, although, shit, Andrew Tate got bail. I thought he's in Romania, to be fair. Here's a screenshot of Ruby appearing in court. Look at you, miserable. God, I hope you just fucking hate your just suffering.
You fucking pig. You should be ashamed of yourself.
So she's doing her court appearance like this. I wonder why they do it over Zoom. Did they start doing that now since COVID? Just because it's more convenient?
Maybe. Yeah.
I mean, it certainly is. You don't have to transport her ass there and back.
Yeah, makes sense.
Get
Makes
police
sense.
guards.
They realize it's actually an efficient way to do it.
She doesn't deserve to get out of jail and smell the fresh air. Here's a video of Ruby in court. Oh, it was shut down for technical difficulties? Was this meant to be live streamed?
I think it was either the public got a hold of the Zoom link and then they had to shut it down. It got up to like 1,000 people on the Zoom at once, and then it wasn't
crazy.
public.
Yeah, I would be very surprised if this was meant to be viewed publicly.
All right.
Somebody got in the Zoom? That's so wild.
I think a lot of the Zoom links are public. They publicize them, but obviously it doesn't really work when there's someone famous in there.
Yeah.
The story is so big enough that people...
I guess.
Yeah, for
Open to
example, there's like
lawyers.
that YouTube stream of a courtroom always going, of like a judge and stuff judging people live.
Let's see.
So it's probably public.
So you represent Miss Frankie? I do. He's on the video with us. Miss Frankie, can you hear me?
Yes.
Have you received a copy of the information in this case?
Yes.
Are your guards denying you food and water? Good. Yep. No, I mean yes. Good. They're under strict orders to make you suffer and to starve and deprive you of water.
Inform the court that Miss Frankie and I have both reviewed verbatim the information. She understands that she has pertinent questions. We would waive the reading of that at this time. And we're ready to move forward with it. I would make one motion. I understand that the co-defendant is assigned to Judge Walton.
I guess nothing's really happening here.
Yeah,
right?
it's just a random
Just
snippet of this
procedural
hearing.
shit. Yeah. Ruby. Okay, so here's where it gets really fucked, you guys. So Ruby, in her defense, she starts saying, "Oh no, I had to imprison my kids because they were essaying their siblings and other kids in the neighborhood. Her kids who are single-digit years old have their." It's speechless. I just like, even if that's true, that's clearly your fault. How is that not like so obvious? Something's happening in your home that's causing them to think that that's normal behavior. Obviously. It's unbelievable here. I mean, here's a TikTok that explains the situation pretty well here.
Her court hearing just ended and it will only lasted 30 minutes, but let me tell you what she said. So they said at times she broke down and she even made shocking claims that one of her minor children SA'd their siblings and SA'd several other family members and children in the neighborhood over the years.
I can't believe she's blaming her kid. Yo, Your Honor, my son really sucks. He's like a giant piece of crap, so I had no choice but to lock him in the basement. Okay, you're good. That sounds good. You can go. That defense alone just proves how psycho she is. I mean, it's shockingly insane and callous. She actually like hates her kids. It sounds like the youngest ones especially.
Yes, her ex-husband was there with his attorney, and at the other table were the state attorneys and what appeared to be Frankie's two older daughters, also accompanied by their attorneys as well. So when this entire court hearing was supposed to be about her, she turned it to blaming her children. pinning the blame for her behavior on her children. She went into horrific detail about how one of her 6 kids abused other children. She also claimed that one of Frankie's kids began looking at P word I can't say at just 3 years old.
Okay. Again, as the father of a 4-year-old and a 1.5-year-old, there is no way for a 3-year-old to look at P word unless you literally open it on a tablet and set them in front of them. Are they typing? They can't read or write. How are they accessing it? You fucking lunatic.
That's insane.
She's clearly abused these kids in more ways than... If this shit is all true, it's 1,000% something that's going on in the home. How can you say that? 3-year-old? That's nuts. And actually really sad. 3-year-olds don't even... They have no concept of sex or even like gender.
No.
Or attraction at all. It's all, everything's just like, ugh, such a demon.
And in one of the most shocking claims, she said that her child had...
You're the mom. You know that you're incriminating yourself, right? Like, this kid's 3. They're not going to arrest the 3-year-old.
...has been essaying a younger sibling for years, adding that eventually 2 of them began to abuse other children. She also claimed that her children played a patting game with each other and did not go into further detail. This is crazy that she decides to, let me just make these allegations, these crazy allegations, blaming my children for how I'm acting. She said that in May, her child confessed to essaying 20 people, including cousins and neighbors. She provided no proof of these sickening allegations. Go figures. The courtroom went eerily silent as she made these disturbing claims, because I'm pretty sure everybody was in shock that she decided to turn this on her children. And then the judge said that her alleged abused children will then need to be placed in a home with no other children. She's delusional. She's psychotic. And if your children are acting out like that, like you say they are, then...
Dude, I hate her so much for that. And so here's how she's still fucking with her kids as a result. So because of what she said, she claims that her child assaulted a younger sibling for years, eventually resulting in 2 of them abusing other kids together. Like what? Like what?
What?
They have like this coordinated. It's nuts. It's sick.
It's so fucking bizarre. Doesn't make any sense.
Well, if any of this true, again, it's under her supervision.
I feel like she's just mad at her kids.
She's just trying to harm them.
Fuck them for life.
She definitely hates them.
Yeah, she hates them. So she's just, you guys are not. If I'm gonna be in here, you guys are.
Well, frankly, I hope that's true, because if any of this stuff actually happened to them, I mean, that's just horrific. This could further trauma.
Fuck.
Ruby said her child confessed to assaulting 20 people. No shot.
That doesn't even make. What
so
does that mean?
The result is that because she said this stuff about her kids, her youngest kids, then the judge ordered that he can't be held in rooms with other kids, including his family, I think. So one of these kids, I think it was the youngest one, is now being held in a separate foster care from his siblings because of what she said, until they can rule on it. How sick is that? Yeah, so she's still terrorizing them, even from prison. Despite calls from the Utah State Court for mics to be muted and cameras to be turned off, sound effects and music blared through the portions of the meeting. Jesus. Soon attendees began using profanities and explicit name-calling, dropping multiple F-bombs before someone pointed out the virtual hearing is still considered an official courtroom. People were playing sound bites and shit during the court hearing. Oh, well, that's fucked.
Wow.
That's actually a shame, because I would have liked to have seen that.
Do you, how do you plead, Miss Frankie? Oh, what's that?
I fought The bitch was white. We're still catching up to the technology, folks. I read that they were threatening to hold people in contempt of court for playing sound bites and shit.
Yeah, right.
So, this is a quote. You guys realize this is a real courtroom, so you can be held in contempt, said an attendee whose screen name simply read Bob. There's got to be a way to mute. Okay.
Yeah.
They're working on it. They're working on it.
There was over 1,300 people I'm reading, and people were like playing baby noises and like dogs barking and shit.
They're not ready. They're not ready for all that.
It's so weird because it's been a thing for years now. They're doing it over Zoom, like publicly.
Right, this is such a high-profile case.
But they're using Zoom. They need like their own proprietary software. Like they're using Zoom.
But also with Zoom, you can mute all participants except, I don't know, force mute.
But like, who's actually operating that? Just some rando clerk?
Some clerk.
There's no
probably
shot.
doesn't understand how it works. So yeah.
They need some kind of training. You know what I mean? Here's some more surface videos too that came up. This is all stuff that happened before. My God, people were watching this shit. It's unreal, man. It's unreal. It's popular.
I want to get out of this conversation.
Oh. And her family's still vlogging, right? This was her, right? Her families are all vloggers. Think so. Family vloggers.
Yeah.
The judge then said that her alleged abusive child will need to be placed in a home with no other children. So he's separated from his family and other kids. It's crazy she has that power over him still. It's actually really sad. That's fucked, man. That's sad.
That's crazy. That makes me wonder if she knew that when she said that. Because who's gonna believe that? I would love with saying that maybe she just wants to punish her kids continuously.
Yeah.
She definitely hates her youngest kids, especially, it seems like. But how can you even utter those things into existence? Because even if it was for revenge, I mean, it makes her look like she did that stuff. I don't know. Who knows?
I want to get out of this conversation.
Oh no, this is an uncomfortable conversation we must have.
Hey, Matt, are you angry at me?
Let's sit. I gave Julie a tongue lashing that will not ever be repeated nor recorded.
I don't want to see the little girl's face. I prefer if it was blurred out. There's no reason for us to
Just
see
use
her.
your imagination.
You know what I mean? She told her daughter to sleep on the bathroom floor. What the fuck?
Eve came and got in bed with me at about 2 this morning. She's like, Mom, I peed the bed, which is not like her. She pees the bed maybe like once every 8 months. Like, it's been a very long time since she wet the bed. I was like, oh, darn it, that's all right. Just go sleep on the floor in the bathroom.
What? You actually, you record, what?
Crazy people.
And that wasn't even her being mad. She's like, oh, sweetie, that's okay. Just go sleep on the floor in the bathroom. The fuck? Ugh.
I'm cleaning the sink, I'm cleaning the countertops, mopping the floor. I'm stalling. I think I'm ready now. I think I'm ready to leave. I put on a little bit of lip gloss and that will be as much stalling as I'll go. And so she woke up this morning and she's like, Mom, my vision is really blurry, like more blurry than it usually is. Kevin just came in. He's like, I think we need to take you to the emergency room. I said, well, let me take a shower and then I'll be out. It's been an hour, so.
She's almost like proud of how that she's like abusing her kids. She says it proudly. Because I guess her whole philosophy was like, I'm tough and kids need to know their place. She treats them like livestock. Maybe worse than livestock, shit. Jody's niece. Okay. So this is her crazy ass partner's niece.
Mm-hmm.
And validate these types of behaviors through dreams and visions. She would have these dreams.
Oh, God.
That God came to her and told her
Oh, shit.
that I had had an abortion. And so no matter what I said, I was a liar. And then and also she was convinced that every word that came out of my mouth was a lie. And that, gave her rationale to put duct tape on my mouth. And that's why I was always duct taped.
Oh.
Because
she was going to kill those kids if that brave boy didn't escape.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
What I said was a lie. And that needed to be physically reiterated and to show that as a reminder that everything I say is a lie. So, and also people saw me duct taped. People saw that these things were going on. And other than the few people that went to Bishop and being like, hey, something's wrong.
At church?
No one did anything.
Yeah.
Is because I wasn't getting better. I was getting worse. Is that there was still sin in me that wasn't coming out, that I hadn't confessed yet. And she was so hyper fixated on me confessing sin. And she was convinced I was a sex addict. I was a drug addict. I'm trying to make you so physically uncomfortable that it forces the sin out. And so that's when she started, had to sleep outside in the snow. That's when I was an office in Thanksgiving Point. There was a little side office closet.
It sounds like her partner was...
Serial killer?
Yeah. I mean, the meeting of great minds. It sounds like Gitmo interrogation tactics. Down at the church, we like to interrogate our kids like it's Guantanamo Bay.
Yeah, she sounds pretty disturbed, this lady.
So they probably met through church, then maybe. You were wondering how they met each other.
I saw people in the chat saying that this Jody person was one of the kids' therapists.
Oh, yeah.
Just how they
Is she
connect.
credentialed? Like a real therapist? Or like a therapist?
I have to guess probably not. Let's see.
She saw Jody's niece duct taped mouth at church, and she said, "Hey."
She was at one point, but she had her license put on probation by the Utah Clinical Mental Health Counselor Licensing Board for 18 months back in 2012. There is a website that is just hername.com, jodyhildebrandt.com. That I don't know who created this, but this seems to be a website for documenting all of her sins, essentially.
Is this from before all this came out? That would be
No.
interesting.
See, have all this info on her.
Well, this
child
is
abuse
fantastic.
arrest. Here's info, license on probation.
Wait, what did that say about P word? Porn therapy. Oh, she specialized in porn therapy?
Porn addiction therapist. Has been
Holy
reprimanded by the
shit,
state for
man.
discussing a patient without permission with what do you know it, Mormon church leaders.
Religion is the greatest cover for sadistic freaks. They all flock to religion because you can get away with so much under the guise of being religious. No, but she saw her tactics at church and she was inspired. You know, I'm gonna be like her.
Room. It was like a little bit bigger than a closet, but it didn't have any windows. It had like a table, a chair, an actual closet, and that's about it. So that's where when I was pulled out of school and I started living with her full time, because she worked, I went with her to work, and that's where I stayed. And sometimes she would lock me in it, sometimes she wouldn't, but I was not allowed to leave. I ran away 3 times from her house. I went to a neighbor's. I went to the police, if this is fully true. But from what I understand, she's been diagnosed with many, many issues, including psychopathy. So
you don't say.
As far as I'm aware, she is a psychopath. Sunroom off her bedroom.
That's so sad. You know, the more you learn, it's like the police knew. Apparently, I read somewhere the police were called like 30 times to the house.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like they knew them.
Something was
And,
up.
and I mean, I'm confused about the whole child protective services because on one hand, I hear about kids being taken away from like fairly healthy houses where it was just, totally unnecessary and they're breaking up a family. And then you hear about things where they come to this house 30 times and these kids are literally calling the police for help. It's probably the church. I mean, all those police are Mormons. They're all part of the Mormon church and they all cover for each other.
Mhm. It's also just crazy to think that they were online for so long undetected. I was looking for some posts in the subreddit yesterday and I found a post from 5 months ago saying content court on 8 passengers.
Really?
Uh-huh. And it had just like 15 upvotes.
Oh shit.
Yeah, there wasn't much in the thread. But,
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mhm.
Wow. Here it is.
On some people's radar for sure.
Wow. See, there was even people on YouTube who are like, I had never heard of them until
Mhm.
this is
All
just a
those,
picture
yeah.
that says Reddit. Nice. Weird. Anyway, it says content court, 8 passengers.
They kind of are getting content courted right now.
They're getting real
courted.
For their content.
True.
Wow. Actually, you know what, though? Hearing all this, I do think that, thankfully, because of that boy's bravery, he saved all their lives.
Oh, yeah.
This was going to end way worse if that brave little hero didn't escape. What a guy. Can you imagine? Fucking hero. Saved his siblings' lives. Anyway, you guys want to talk about Jimmy Fallon? Speaking of demons. So that's basically it, with the 8 passenger for now. And it's sad, But the weirdest part about this whole story is that they were the freaking family vlog channel. Like, it doesn't get more ironic. Mormonism is law in Utah, someone said. Yeah, that's what I thought. Like, especially in Salt Lake City, everybody's Mormon. You don't get elected unless you're Mormon. They don't vote for you, right? Because there's so many. Did they live in Salt Lake City? Or like the outskirts of?
Blood boiling.
So that probably did have something to do with it. Oh, Swoop apparently did a Ruby video a while ago, eh?
Yeah, like 8 months.
Oh,
It's really good. I definitely recommend it.
really? Wow.
Swoop always, Swoop always does an incredible
Why
job.
didn't I never
Swoop's got
hear
the
about
scoop.
them?
Yeah.
It's a shame I never heard. I am Rick. Jody be like, I am rectangular.
It's just a rectangle on a circle.
I just don't fit in.
That's all.
The Hildebrand website's been up since 2001. Wow.
What?
January 2001. So there are people that have been desperately trying to sound the alarm here. Okay. They're in, yeah. They had a mommy podcast. Like, guys, I don't even know how to process the irony of this. They had a mommy podcast together on YouTube. Wow. Fucking phenomenal, man. There it is, folks. Yes, sir. What it is. We got Jimmy Fallon. We got the Danny I know, see. Ugh.